IITA-Cameroon Station was established in 1990. It is one of the 10 IITA stations in Sub Saharan Africa. Located in Kolbison, 6 kilometers from Yaoundé in a 10-hectare campus adjacent to the Institute of Agricultural Research for Development of Cameroon, IRAD, it is also a host to some other institutions, which include CIFOR BIOVERSITY AVRDC, and ICIPE. The site houses all stations' facilities, including researchers' offices, laboratories, greenhouses, administration services, the documentation center, conference room, communication hub, stores, and workshops. The station follows the IITA R4D model, while promoting the development of productive, diversified, and sustainable farming systems for small-scale farmers, forest conservation through more intensive use of cleared land, and forest maintenance through sustainable utilization of non-timber forest products. The entire workforce of IITA-Cameroon Station is made up of 36 staff, 4 international and 32 national staff, both genders ably represented. With its well-organized structure and services, IITA Cameroon's administration is able to provide effective and efficient support required for research activities carried out by IITA and its partners in Cameroon. The IITA Cameroon administrator also oversees administrations of IITA stations in West and Central Africa.
It is essential to have administrative unit to support research. This facilitates their work, this facilitates their life, and this also enables them to achieve their goals and objectives.
Information technology support is provided for scientists and staff of the Institute and also extends to students attached to the Institute.
IT services in Cameroon is really the backbone of the research, and we would not do without it, and scientists really minute by minute do communicate by this means. And without this system, it will be very difficult for research to continue or to advance whatever and wherever we want it to reach.
The Soil, Water and Plant Analysis Lab at IITA Cameroon has no rival in Central Africa. It is well equipped to serve IITA researchers and a broad cross-section of partners. With well-trained personnel, the ASLab provides high-quality soil, plant and water analysis using state-of-the-art equipment.
Having known the status of our soils and known what amendments need to be brought to the soils, we now look at the end product that comes out of the soil. Now, the product of our research, which is the different crops, banana, plantain, the different roots and tubers, we now analyze those. We now determine the micronutrient contents of those samples. Our breeders can now use these research results to direct their own breeding work.
The IITA Cameroon Tissue Culture was established in 2002 as a component of the crop improvement effort of IITA Cameroon. The lab has multiple functions. It serves as an entry point for new improved genotypes of banana, plantain and yams, where they can be multiplied for evaluations, selection, conservation and distribution. Presently, the lab focuses on delivery of improved banana and plantain, yam and cassava germplasm and associated technologies.
Our work is precisely vulgarizing the new varieties of banana, plantain, cassava and yams developed by the IITA breeders. And the tissue culture serves in producing clean planting material free of bacteria, free of fungi and of course of viruses. So we produce clean planting material that we distribute to our partners.
The essence of having these plants in the greenhouse is to have them adapted to environmental conditions. When we get the plants out of the lab, we put them in the greenhouse for weaning before taking them to the field. And here also in this greenhouse, they are protected against attacks from insects and other parasites.
With improved varieties of planting material, which lead to increase in yield in all the mandate crops, training on utilizations was necessary.
In cassava, we introduced some machines that farmers are now using on farm. Then we plantain, we've gone as far as training partners on how to produce quality chips and flours. Then with the government policies, we want to introduce the flours into bakery for bakery products. We are also working in collaboration with national programs. And the national programs, their objectives is to boost production and to increase income. So with diversification in food production, what we're doing, it is very much in line with what the government is in place with the population.
Biological control is one of the major ways of fighting plant pests. In view of this, plant protection laboratories that are functionally equipped are available. The entomology lab of IITA Cameroon has been upgraded with infrastructure, equipment and technical expertise which are used for finding sustainable solutions to insect and mite pests of a wide variety of crops in Central Africa. There are also isolation facilities to receive new biological control agents and insectary facilities for raising a variety of types of insects and mites. The Institute also has an active research program on biology and control of ants, with emphasis on a particular ant species which is behind the problem of the African root and tuber skill and can be a serious pest of cassava. It also has modern facilities to study insect behavior, as well as a recently completed molecular biology lab that can be used for diagnostics and biodiversity studies.
At the beginning, people were using chemicals, pesticides, and when you spray, you don't kill only the target pest, but you kill also the other beneficial natural enemies that are in the area. So by using a biological control, you are aware of the distribution of the pests, you are aware of maybe the rhythm of activity, you are aware of the reproduction rate, the cycle, and then when you use, for instance, a parasitoid for a pest, its target is something specific. He can attack something other than the target pest. Yeah, so it's something specific. And that's respect the environment and protect the biodiversity also.
The station has a small insect collection, housing about 14,000 specimens of a wide variety of insects collected from Cameroon. The collection is linked to the mother collection of IITA, which is housed at the Biodiversity Center at IITA Benin. The Plant Protection Lab also includes a unit for studying plant pathogens and entomopathogenic organisms. The Sustainable Tree Crop Program has really been functional in Cameroon, with programs that provide solutions to the many problems that farmers encounter in tree crops cultivation, especially with cocoa and oil palm.
The farmer benefits a lot with SCCP, because with SCCP in Cameroon, they know how to manage their old farm by regenerating, by planting, replanting and diversification.
The major impact is in three ways. The first is improve yield of cocoa farm. By using technique on farm fiscal, the yield of cocoa production increased by 20%. That's the first impact. Second impact is increased revenue. You know that when your cocoa production increase, your revenue can increase. The third impact is we work with about 50,000 farmers who have learned new techniques through farmer field school.
The station has about 5 hectares of land used for a variety of on-farm research, and also has a site for maintaining a large collection of improved and local varieties of crops, such as cassava, plantains and yams. Among the research activities on the station is a relatively large experiment on the banana aphid, an insect which transmits the banana bunchy top virus and is considered one of the top 100 threats of food crops worldwide.
One way to manage the disease is by managing the vector, which is the banana aphid. The disease is transmitted in 2 different ways. One through infected suckers. So you take one plant infected sucker from here and plant it somewhere else, that will transmit the disease. It's also transmitted by the banana aphid. Now, we think that banana aphid transmission is mostly within field. And a very important component of reducing the incidence and severity of banana monkeypox disease is by reducing insect vector populations. In order to reduce insect vector populations, we need to understand their biology. We need to understand how they change through time, what factors affect their numbers in the field, like weather factors, like variety factors, like what you see here is ground cover, and how these factors affect aphid populations.
The Institute has also conducted experiments in the use of leguminous cover crop for control of bad weed problems.
Nitrogen is one of the limiting elements in crop production. Mucuna produces a lot of biomass and it can compete very well against weeds. So you get several aspects of crop production tackled by simply seeding or planting mucuna. So we are doing reduction of weeds, reduction of labor for land preparation before food crops, and we are adding biomass, say soil organic matter and nitrogen, by growing this cover crop as a fallow.
Partnership is key to achieving best results, and this is evident in the Institute's partnership with national and other institutional organizations.
Our roles have been complementary. Where we lacked the money, IIT brought in money. Where they lacked personnel, we sent in personnel. So it has been of mutual benefit to all of us, and we consider that IIT and IRAD are actually one institution. Cameroon is a country that is Africa in miniature, and it actually fits many countries in Central African region. So if our partnership with IIT improves agricultural productivity, this will go a long way to increase productivity also in the Central African region.
Our contribution to other CG centers of work is mainly on the genetic and the diversity dimensions of the species. And I would like to give you a simple example where you have Prunus africana. Prunus africana, which is now used by the pharmaceutical industries. If you are not paying attention and you plant the species where the concentration is low and send the bags that are needed by the pharmaceutical industry, they will reject it. So this is also a kind of guidelines that we can give to those farmers who would like to plant the trees, to tell them that if you want to plant, this is the best site where you can plant the species, and this is the best provenance of species material that you need to select to have very good product.
IITA Cameroon has come a long way and still continues to look for solutions in fighting hunger and poverty among the people of Cameroon and Central Africa in general.